So should we get married?
Should we get married? I mean, from a job security place, I hope people continue to get married, because if they don't, I'll be out of a job. But in seriousness, I think we will continue to get married.
Should we?
I don't think we should say all of us should. I think we should ask the question. I think we shouldn't assume we should get married. That's what I think. I think that we should ask the question, what is the problem to which marriage is a solution? And do I have that problem? And will it solve that problem? Because the fact that it's an odd question to say when someone says, I want to get married, that it would be odd for me to go, why?
Yeah.
Why is that weird? Like if you said, I want to have a podcast, why? It's a perfectly reasonable question. I want to go to Florida. Why? I like the weather. I have a friend there, whatever. I want to get married. Why?
What do people respond when you typically ask that question? What's the most frequent response to the reason for the invention of the technology of marriage? Because I posted many years ago that I was suspicious about marriage, and I remember all the comments that I got and different people arguing different things. Well, it holds
it's controversial.
It's super controversial. People get very attached to it. I remember one of them was a case that it's the best environment to raise kids in when the parents are in that kind of bond. I heard another one, which means that you stay and you solve the problems instead of running away. So marriage is really good for that regard. But you know the reasons why people say marriage makes sense. What are those key reasons why?
I think that there's religious reasons. That's a big one. I get all the time. Like in the comments, there will be like a billion people that go, marriage is a covenant between God and and it's as if like I hadn't heard of this, as if I didn't go to Catholic school my entire life. Like, yes, I get it. That's a belief you have, and that's okay. Like my beliefs don't require that you believe them. Yours may require that I believe them, and that's okay. Like, we're going to agree to disagree if your fundamental thing is that God spoke to you and told you a thing, whether it was in written form or verbally. Like, I can't argue with that.
You sound like you're a big fan of love and not a big fan of marriage.
I'm a fan of marriage to the extent that it facilitates love, but I just don't see a nexus between those two things. I don't think these two things have that much to do with each other. And I think to the extent that they have something to do with each other, they probably could have existed without the marriage. Like I think marriage is a symbol of something, and I don't think you need the symbol to have the something. It's confusing a finger pointing at the moon with the moon. Like it's confusing the symbol. Like marriage is supposed to be, I think, a symbol, and I love it for that. I love the idea of two people who are so excited about how they make each other feel and how the effect they have on each other and the effect that the other has on them, that they want to get up in front of a bunch of people who they know and say, this is my person. I found them. And I'm going to stick with them through good and through bad. And I'm going to see their blind spots. And I'm going to not be a yes man. I'm going to tell them when they get it wrong, but with love. And I want them to do the same thing for me. I want them to cheer for me, and I want them to be on my side, and I want them to disagree with me when I need to be disagreed with. So I don't make really dumb decisions just because I got a cheerleader all the time behind me. Like I got a cheerleader because I need one. The world sucks and everybody's always criticizing me, and I criticize myself constantly. But having this person next to me who goes, man, you can do this. Come on, get up. You can do it. Or I fell down. It's okay. People fall down. You're great. Get up. Come on, you can do it. Or who's going to say to me, I know you're doing this for this reason, and I get it, but I don't think it's going to make you feel what you think it's going to make you feel. So maybe don't do it. And I'm going to go, okay, they wouldn't say that if it wasn't out of love. So I'm going to hear that, and I'm not going to be afraid of it. And I want to get up, and we're going to say this to a bunch of people, and then we're going to wear rings because it'll be a reminder for us and for the world that I got a person, and that's my person. Dude, how do you not cheer for that? That's incredible. It's great.
But you can have that without the.
Yeah, of course.
Without the contract.
Of course. Are you going to get the government involved? You have to get the government involved. Really? That story I just told, that's the story. That's the feeling. That's the interpersonal connect. When you say to most people, they say, I'm getting married. You go, why? First of all, they look at you like you have lobsters coming out of your nose. Like the question never even occurred to them. Why? Well, because you get married. That's what you do. That's insane. But if you say to them, why? They'll usually say something that's a total non-answer. Well, I'm in love. Okay, what does that mean you have to get married? Well, because I want to maintain that connection. Okay, wait, how specifically is marriage going to maintain that connection? And again, if it's a public declaration, okay, I think there's value in a public declaration. If I want to, I don't smoke cigarettes, but if I was smoking cigarettes and I want to quit smoking cigarettes, there's value in getting up and saying, hey guys, just so y'all know, I'm going to quit smoking. And if you love me, I want you to help hold me accountable. So if you see me smoking or if I ask you for a cigarette, don't give me one because I really do want to quit smoking. There's value in that. There's value in the tribe all going, all right, man. That's what you want. Let's do it. We're committed to it. It's the same thing with marriage. If the purpose of marriage is to say, hey guys, it's really hard to be monogamous. I don't know if anyone's noticed. So, and the world is really antagonistic to marriage, but I really want all the great things that come from having a person who sees my blind spots and who's supporting me and I'm supporting them, and the symbiosis, the beauty of that relationship and the connection of those two people. So I want you to hold me accountable. I want you, my friend, that when you see me looking at the other girl, that you go to me, hey, bro, forget about what you got at home. Come on, man. You got a good one. What are you doing? I want you to hold me accountable. I want women out there to see that wedding ring and to go, yep, not him. Not him. Even if he talks to me, not him. He's married. Let's leave that one. Why? Because if it was my one, I wouldn't want him talking to some other girl, so I'm not going to talk to him. Instead, it's not what we do. That is not what we do as a culture. You ever want to get laid? Put on a wedding ring and go out. Suddenly you're safe. Suddenly you're a guy they can talk to and he's not on the make because he's married. He's wearing an outward symbol of his relationship. Again, this is crazy. It's crazy because we're just not being honest about what this thing really is. Marriage is a legal status. It's a government intervention. Everything else is just stuff we're putting on top of it and calling it that thing. But you can have all that stuff without having legally the status of marriage.
James, we have a closing